you a lot. Okay, this is my goal for you guys today. I mentioned it earlier, help you get your career. I'm not going to help you pass your class, but I'm going to help you do things to set up for your career, whatever you choose to do. All right? I'm going to give you a basic plan of what my ideas are, of some things I've written up and I'm using. It's not in this book, but it's going to be in my second book. Okay, I call it the success strategy, a little acronym SUCCESS. What's it mean? Now, you may feel that you want to take a note or two. Hint, hint, a note or two. Because once I get through this, you're not going to see it again, but I'm not going to twist your arm. All right? The S. Select a major that's in demand and that you're most likely to find a job in. All right. How many of you here have actually researched jobs that are going to require, well, both what you need in a career and or a security clearance? Has anybody done any research on that? Raise your hand. I see one hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so about 9 out of this whole group of, I don't know, how many people do you think we have here today?
45, 50.
45, 50 people? Okay. So, you know, maybe 20% of you have researched it. Okay? Look into it. I found this picture, it had risk analysis in it, so I used this one. I just had to do it. But look into the type of job that you think you might want to do. Don't go all 4 years and then all of a sudden, now I'm going to start looking for a job. No. Look now. And there's a reason for it. Okay. The U, understand and learn about the career field. If you do the research into what you think you might want to do, and maybe you'll find out you don't really want to do it, you want to do something else, but you're going to do your due diligence. Get out there, start your research, go on to these different websites. I have a link right on mine. It has all the military branches. It has Department of Homeland Security on my site, and the site's on my business card. If you didn't get one, we'll give you one. It's also got the Office of Personnel Management, opm.gov. It's got that there too. There's some great sites that you can look on and see what do they require. Don't go through your whole 4 or 5 year career meeting the requirements of the degree. That's one thing you must do to succeed. The other thing to do is research what the jobs require so that you can now start preparing for what you're going to need. And that might be through internships. Okay? A lot of people don't think about it. They just think they're going to apply for jobs and get hired. Well, if you're lucky, maybe you will. But let's not rest our career on luck. Let's make things happen. Okay? Nothing ever came to me easy. Work for everything. I didn't use luck. I had to sweat it out, and I had to dig my heels in, and I'm still doing it today at almost 55. So let's start looking into these things. All right. This is a great one. Find yourself a committed mentor. Man, if you could, whether it be at the university here, and I'm looking at one right in front of me, you're not going to find people like this. All right? Not only do they have wisdom, but they have contacts. They can give you great tips and advice, who to speak to. Anybody here join LinkedIn? Wow, very, very few people. Well, what I recommend is get on your cell phones, not right now, or your laptops, go to LinkedIn. I'm on there. I've got over 2,000, 2,200, I don't know, people that I'm friends with, I guess, connections, and a lot of them are professionals that teach at universities or are CEOs at jobs where people like you might want to work. Get on. It's just one social media site. We didn't have these things when we were kids. And you're not kids, you're young adults. Okay? Get on to LinkedIn. Find me. Hook up with me. Send me a little note. Oh, I heard you in Dr. Santoro's class. You know, and I'll absolutely connect with you. Absolutely. But this is one great way to find people who might want to mentor you. Man, if you got a mentor, here's another statistic. Approximately 26% of the people that get hired in companies were referred. Were referred. That's just a bit over a quarter of the people that are hired were referred by somebody that works in the company. And maybe it's because you did an internship there. Maybe it's because you were linked in with them and you had conversations and you asked them for certain things. You followed maybe the articles they wrote and wrote a little nice comment back. You develop relationships. Find a mentor. Absolutely. As a freshman, I did not have one other than perhaps my father, who was also a federal agent. And that didn't help me get the job, but it helped me to persevere. Okay. Here's a great one. Man, make a note of this one, because I can't imagine that you're doing it. Contact the people in the human resources departments of the places that you've researched and or that are on LinkedIn, and get information about those jobs. Get your name a little bit familiar with this person or persons. Let them know who John Smith is, or, Jane Johnson, whatever your name is. Start to network. I'm not saying be a pain in the neck and send them something every day, but begin to slowly make your contacts. By the time you're seniors, my God, you could have 20, 30 companies. You could have 50 to 100 contacts. You're setting yourself up for success. And that's where this one comes in. Do that. Nobody ever told me to do this. Especially with the internet and social media, there's no reason not to do it. So let's do it, folks. Okay. Evaluate all your options. You really have to make that determination. Remember I mentioned just a bit earlier, I was a pre-law major. I thought I was going to go to law school. I had delusions of grandeur. And I changed my mind, which is okay. You can change your mind too. But with so much ability to research what you might like to do, you guys, with Penn State's reputation, and with the huge number of alumni we have, oh my God, we're the biggest in the world. There's got to be some way you can make a connection and find a job that you like. So research it, evaluate it, and determine, is this going to be right for me? Do the requirements of the job, now that I've researched those requirements of the job, are those something that I'm going to be able to obtain? And maybe I'm not going to like this, so let me look at the next job. But at least now you're going to have options that you never once thought about. Because I know I didn't. Start thinking about your options by evaluating them. Okay. Second languages. Who here speaks a second language? Raise your hand. Nice and high. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Again, there's a few of you, but not all of you. I know when I came to Penn State, I had to take a second language. I had to learn French. Didn't have to learn it, but I had to take a language because that was part of the liberal arts. And I took French, I guess, mostly because there were probably a lot of women in it and not too many men. Either way, I still wasn't very good at it, but I got better grades in college than I did in high school when it came to that second language. French, obviously, today, not that big of a deal when it comes to what you guys want to do. But if you want to learn Russian, Mandarin, Arabic, and there's a few others, I'm telling you, if you could maybe even minor in that, or if you just want to dabble and maybe join a club somehow, I don't care how you do it, the Rosetta Stone, I know that's out there, learn a second language. It makes you more valuable, i.e., I'm going to hire somebody for a $60,000 analyst job with the government. Okay? It's going to be one of you and somebody from another school. Okay? Now, you're both equal, except for one thing. The student, you, from Penn State, learned a second language that is going to be relevant to the field. So, who's more likely to get hired? Anybody? Anybody? Who? Second language. Who's got that second language? Okay? And did you know that, for instance, in the military, they have a program where they're going to teach you a second language if you go into the intelligence field. They'll teach you that language, and you'll become very proficient. There's other ways to learn it within the government. They'll teach you. But if you already know it, you're that much closer to getting that job. So just something to think about, because I was never taught that. But I sure wish I did, because you could almost write your ticket with certain jobs. Learn that second language, become proficient. It's no joke, guys. Okay. Support systems. You actually already have one. And I understand that the freshmen are an integral part of it. That's your Security Risk Analysis Club. Man, we never had anything like that. That is great. You're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You all want to do the same thing. Your goals are the same. You can help each other along the way. You can support each other when your friends are having a bad day or something bad happens to them, or maybe they get a bad grade. You can support each other. Absolutely help each other to succeed. All right? When you succeed, try to bring others with you. Try to bring others with you. When you get a job for the government or for that private company, keep remembering your friends. Maybe they need a job. Maybe you can get good at what you do and make mention to your bosses. They see how good you are. And you mention, you know, I got a friend from Penn State. They're looking for a job. They're well qualified. Could you get them an interview? And more likely, again, referral, 26% of the people hired from referral. You can help your friends here in this room to maybe someday be a colleague. Not just a classmate, but maybe someday a colleague. You probably never thought about that. Maybe you did, but probably not. Look to not just help yourself, but look to help others too. Because maybe it's going to be you hoping that one of your colleagues here can get you into a job that they have. It happens all the time. It should happen to guys from Penn State, guys and girls. Oh, by the way, when I was a supervisor, half of the agents that worked for me were females, and they were outstanding. It was very easy for them to get people to relax during the interview interrogation process and spill everything to the female agents. It's all in how you approach it. Okay, this is what I want. I want you to achieve your goals in life. That's what it all comes down to. Why are you going to school? Not just to get out of the house, I hope. Not just to escape your parents. Although maybe my daughter feels that way, I don't know. I hope not for you. But there it is. Your goals in life is not just your degree. Happiness, good health, hopefully somebody that you love. Another piece of advice that's not on here. If you're in a toxic relationship, I don't care if it's a family member, if it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, get out now. Don't waste your time one more minute on somebody that's pulling you down. You should surround yourself with people that want to lift you up in life and not pull you back. I learned from my own experience. It happened to me. I should have got out a whole lot sooner, and I had reasons I didn't. But I'm telling you now, as young adults, don't get involved in toxic relationships, because that could prevent you from all of that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely can. It almost prevented me. And if I wasn't lucky to meet my wife, it's a second marriage for both, would never have found true love, would never have found true success, and I wouldn't have my 2.5-year-old twins and 10-month-old son if it wasn't for me being fortunate enough to find my wife. Anything I've achieved from that point forward, I attribute to her. So that's what you want. You want somebody in your life. You don't have to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend at this point, but if you have a toxic relationship, end it. Please focus on you so that you can get all of this, and then you can help other people. You'll be way happier, trust me. Okay. This is my website. If you don't have a business card, you can absolutely get it. And I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Okay? I'm going to make you a little deal here, quid pro quo, so to speak. If you go onto my website, okay, and download on Kindle, and you can download a free Kindle from Amazon. It'll take you to Amazon.com. It's a #1 bestseller. I'm looking for some positive reviews. You know, a lot of people like to read the book, and a lot of people have, but I'm looking for some positive reviews. I had a ton of reviews declined because we just happen to be Facebook friends, and they have some kind of a computer system that finds out who you're friends with on Facebook at Amazon, and if you're friends, they delete the review. Mm-hmm. So I probably had, 50, 70 reviews, and a ton of them got deleted because we just happened to be friends on Facebook. These are people that I don't necessarily know well, but they cared enough to get the book. So what I'm trying to do is build up my reviews, and if you go there and download the Kindle version, laptop, iPad, cell phone, computer, doesn't matter, and you do a review, I think it's only $4.99 for the download. All the money is going for the first year to the Wounded Warrior Project. So in essence, you're getting a product and you're donating money to the Wounded Warrior Project, and those are our veterans that, you know, could really use the help. But if you do it and you email me that you downloaded it and did a review, give me your name, your address, including zip code, I will mail you a signed copy of my book. Okay? And this, I think, goes, I don't know, $15, $16, whatever it is. But I will mail it to you at my expense because I'm looking to get some additional reviews. So it's a win-win-win. Yes, sir?
Can I buy your book today?
I don't have them here for sale today.
What about that one?
Well, that particular one is, this one went from $15. This one's now $115 because it's personally signed for Dr. Santoro with a nice message in there. And we'll take a picture of it too. But you can't buy this one.
Okay.
But if you do the download and do the review, I will absolutely send you a copy. But you have to email me so that I have your name and address to mail the book to. If I get 100 of you between today and tonight to do it, I'll mail out 100 books. I don't care. It'll be my cost. Anybody have any questions with that? I mean, does that, raise your hand if that sounds like a fair deal. Raise your hand if that sounds like a fair deal.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right?
Hands up. Hands up.
All right, hands down. And again, if you do the review, email me. That's what I'm going to send you. Okay? How are we doing time?
About 2 more minutes.
Okay, listen. Is there anything that you'd like to ask me at this point? We don't have a lot of time, but anything you want to ask me about anything that we just discussed? Who's coming tonight to the meeting for the club? Raise your hand, nice and high. Okay, listen, anything of a technical nature, anything you want to know about the form, about the government, I will absolutely answer all questions. I'm not going to redo this tonight. We're going to have a more open conversation tonight. Okay? And I don't think there'll be anything said in private. But listen, no questions about what we discussed. Do you feel that I actually care about your success? Yes. Raise your hand. I just want to know, do you feel like I actually care? Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And at least I hope I conveyed that. So listen, I'm going to wish you the best of luck. I'll be there for you, along with Dr. Santoro. I hope to see you tonight. I'd like to thank you very much.
All right. Again, thank you, Kevin and Phyllis, for coming down. Get ready for the quiz. It is coming out now.